Another day, a few more steps forward. Very, very productive day. Lots of stories to tell. So I won't be rambly-bambly because I need to get all the stories out and not go as long as I've been going. I'm sorry, they've been going long. But hopefully some are enjoying the length. I know it is too much though. As you can see, it's another beautiful day here in South Africa. And the birdies are right here, as usual. Try not to let them distract me. Hopefully you can hear them because they sound wonderful. But last night, so I kind of jinxed myself because yesterday's live, I talked about the fact that I finally got to sleep through the night. For the first time in a couple of years, I slept through the night unaided. Yeah, last night, not so much. So I did sit up and my brain was going, but I made the decision in the wee hours. Actually, it was probably in the early hours of the evening, not the wee hours, that we just had to get a car. We can't wait until we get the truck sorted. Again, once we make the deal, it still has to come down from Durban. So just because I'm a little overwhelmed and I know I'm supposed to have done a deal with the truck, I shouldn't just accept the offer, so I emailed them back, let them know, we're pensioners. We can't really just go out and buy a truck. So what we're going to do tomorrow, we have a lot of plans tomorrow. A lot of things to do. We got to open our bank account. We got to get our money transferred into our bank account. We got to, something else. Anyway, stuff that we have to do in Hermanus. We did go into town today, but we went to the mall. We had the dogs with us. So we were at the mall. So even though it has all the things that we needed to do, we need to kind of do them together, especially like the bank account. But we have the dogs with us. So I figure if we go into Hermanus, we can be at an in-town office. So one of us can be, these birds are killing me. One of us can be out on the sidewalk and the other, we can be there together without being there together. So that's tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. I don't know why I started off on a tangent already. So yeah, so last night I realized we have to have a car. There's just too much that we have to get done. The Uber's great, especially when you're in Hermanus, but nobody wants to, hi Tessie, nobody wants to come out here to Fisher Haven. It's only 6 miles, but everything else is so close together. This is the first time we really had bugs. We had a good rain yesterday, so I'm guessing that's why, but mostly just flies. Anyway, Uber is a pain in the booty. Nobody wants to come out here, so it takes like a good 40 minutes to get an Uber. So I'm like, we just got to get a car. And plus the dogs. We always have to go somewhere alone if we're Ubering because the dogs. And look, we did go to the chemist today, the drugstore, so I will start wearing sunblock. Anyway, so this morning I got up. The rental place was open today, Sunday, so it was only open from 9 to noon. And so I got up and tried to hit the road around 8:45. Well, I tried to initiate the Uber about 8:15, but because I didn't sleep well last night, it took me a little longer. So I ended up getting there about 9:30, 10 o'clock, or actually, no, it must have been 10:30 because I don't think I left here till 10 o'clock. But anyway, got to the car dealership. We had a struggle. I anticipated a struggle. It was a lot easier than I expected because Tom isn't comfortable driving in town yet. I'm barely comfortable driving in town, and you'll hear those stories soon. So Tom isn't comfortable driving in town yet, and I'm barely comfortable driving in town yet. So he couldn't be the one to go get the car. But he's the one with the credit card. They don't take debit cards for rental cars. And, so there were all these little intricacies about I couldn't go alone. He couldn't go alone, according to what we saw online. So anyway, so I went alone. I took our marriage license, both our driver's license, both our passports, and his credit card and my debit card to see what we could figure out. So I couldn't because it was a debit card, not a credit card. He couldn't because he doesn't, driving is horrible, and he would have had to go by himself and deal with all this by himself. Anyway, so I did go down there. I got there, and they took my debit card. It had enough on there for them to do their hold or whatever they had to do. And it's a good thing because the only car they had left was a manual transmission. Oh my gosh. Which, is fine. Oh my God, birds are so cute. I got to get my camera out. Which is fine. I mean, I drove one. I literally drove one last time I was here. That's all I drove was a 67 Volkswagen Beetle. I drove it all around the Western Cape. But Tom's not really into driving manual transmissions. So it's a good thing that I was the one that went. It's a good thing that they accepted my credit card because I'm really going to be the only one driving. So it would have been a waste of the money for it to be in his name and to pay for me to be a second driver. Anyway, so it all went well. They took my debit card in and out really quick. And I was home, within like 40 minutes of leaving. And Tom's making dinner for himself and not me. What a punk. And anyway, so I got the car, got home, just kind of chilled for about 30 minutes because it was the fact that we ended up with a manual transmission was a little bit of a shock. So I just kind of wanted to decompress. But the whole point was for us to all be able to get out. So after I decompressed a little bit, we hopped in the car and decided we were going to go to lunch. So we are about 7 miles from Hermanus. In between us and Hermanus, there's Houston, which we won't spend a lot of time in Houston. But then there is Vermont, Onrus River, and Sand Bay, and then Hermanus. So we kind of drove the main road. So we've got our little village. You go out of our little village and there's the 43, which is the main road around this area. So think of it for people in Western Michigan, think of it like Old 31. You can get everywhere there, or even 31, but it's 2 lane. So anyway, so we hopped on 43. The nice thing is everything is off of there. So we turn left, which is like we turn right. So it is a little tricky. It's probably going to be tricky in the high season to get out. It's going to be like turning onto Colby when all the fudgies are in Michigan. So we're going to have to turn onto that main road from our little village. And then that main road goes by each and every one of those cities. Just pop in. We popped in, I think, at Onrus, and then just kind of, we had a destination in mind, but we don't have our South African phone yet, so that's tomorrow. So we didn't really have maps going or anything. So I knew where we're going. I knew it was in Sand Bay, and I knew it was right by the ocean. So we just kind of fumbled our way back in through there, which is good because it got me used to stopping and going in the manual transmission. So the problem I have with this particular car, the last time I drove a manual transmission, everything was 4-speed. And that's fine. You've got your H, and there's a clear distinction between gears. This is a 6-speed manual transmission. So there's like just a smidge between, first and third, or second and fourth, or fourth and sixth. So anyway, so we're fumbling around. We're trying to get to where we're going, and I had turned too early, so we ended up back at 43, which is the main road. So we had to turn to go back and get out to the beach, and it was a hill. Well, what I hadn't realized, and I had done this a couple of times, but I was giving it enough gas that I didn't realize it, is I keep going into second instead of first because they're so close together. And I think by the time I get used to it, we'll be turning the car in. But anyway, there's a bird of prey flying over. But anyway, so we're on this hill. We're trying to get out to 43. We're trying to turn right, which is like making a left at home. So you're crossing traffic. And I had 3 or 4 cars behind me. And I'm out into the intersection, and I just kept fucking my car kept dying because I was, anyway, made it through. Finally got it into first, I guess. After the light changed, I finally made my turn onto 43 and all was well. So that was the first I shouldn't be driving manual transmission hiccup. By far not the worst. Anyway. And the whole not having maps thing. So there's another non-map story too. So then we got on, and then we got to Sand Bay, where is actually the town that this location was in. Obviously, you couldn't just take the coast all the way from Onerous, which is where we turned in to go along the coast. So we're driving into Sand Bay. We finally find the beach, and we're looking around the ocean. And I didn't realize that the place we were going for lunch was a block off the beach. But we ended up stumbling into it, and it was great. And so we had lunch, chatting with, and people are just so wonderful. Just chatting and yucking it up with people. And it was a wonderful lunch. We went to a place called Bamboo Beach Bar, I think. Anyway, I had the hake and chips, which is fish and chips. Hake is a very popular fish here, and Tom just had a burger because he's not a fish guy. It was very good. I also had coffee and sparkling water, and he had his Coke, and so it was a really nice lunch. Again, almost everywhere here is dog friendly. In fact, there was a dog next to us, like the size of Gracie's head, so we had to kind of keep Bodie away. The girl dogs were fine, but Bodie he has a really strong prey drive when he's around little dogs, so we had to keep him away because I don't think he would have bit her or hurt her, but he would have mouthed her. And anyway, so they kept her away even though she was running all over, and we kept Bodie away. But it was still a wonderful lunch. We had fun yucking around with the ladies next to us and just having a good time. After lunch, we went straight back down to the beach. The cliff walk, I don't even know how far it is. I'll have to find out for you guys and let you know. But the cliff path goes through all of these towns and just follows the ocean. And if you saw the reel I posted a little bit ago, that's a lot of that. Well, it was the lunch, and mostly it was the cliff path. We didn't walk far down it because, as you can see, we needed to get to the chemist to get some things like sunscreen and deodorant. I definitely needed conditioner for my hair. So but we'll get to the chemist later. So we did a wonderful brief walk on the cliff path, just the Sand Bay part of the cliff path. Incredible. Oh my gosh, the waves were ginormous today. I don't remember them being that big. I was here in a different season most of the time when I was here before, though. I was mostly here only during the whale season, and I'm guessing maybe just the water's calmer that time of year, fall, winter, than it is right now. It was just beautiful. It was so gorgeous. Hot though. It was pretty warm. There was a nice breeze off the ocean, but there's still a struggle to decompress. There's just been so much built up energy over the last year or so, and the time change and the jet lag, we're still kind of struggling to get through some of that. The heat affected me more than I think it will. Plus, coming from 22 degrees Fahrenheit to 22 degrees Celsius is a huge change. Literally, a week ago, we were freezing our patooties off. So, and then just getting acclimated to the right clothes. I do have some light gauzy flowy dresses, and I'm going to have to pick up a few more of those, I think, while we're waiting for the ship to come in. But, and then, just the cool light t-shirts. But, So yeah, so the cliff walk was phenomenal. And now we get back to the fun and adventure. So from the cliff path, we were going to the mall, the Whale Coast Mall, which is huge. I'll have to take the video in at some point. Once I get acclimated and I'm not quite feeling so out of sorts and jet laggy, I'll take you into the mall at some point. But so we had to go to the mall, and that went well. I found my way out pretty easy. I made one or two wrong turns, but you know, whatever. It's all good. Oh, there was one other thing when I first got back here to the guest house with the rental car. I didn't know you had to pull the button up to get it into reverse. So I'm sitting here trying to get it in reverse. It keeps going forward. Anyway, got that part figured. So then we were at the mall, and we did have the dogs, so we have to take turns. Plus, I just wanted to sit in the car and cool off. So Tom went in first and did his little shopping. Went to Checkers, which is one of the grocery stores, and got some toiletries that he needed. And he went all the way down to the other end of the mall because I didn't tell him that Dischem was a pharmacy. It was like a Walgreens. So he went down to Checkers and got his stuff and then came out to the car. I walked in. There was a pet store immediately to the left. And we did not pack the bowls, so I went in and grabbed 3 bowls. I got some poop bags, and we'll need this for our Baki as well. We had one. We had to leave it at home because it didn't fit in our luggage. A hard bottom hammock for the car. I wanted to get that right away since I saw the place because they charge a lot extra for the rental car if it comes back full of hair. They don't mind pets in it, but they don't want pet hair in it. So I went ahead and got their hammock, went back out to the car, dropped that stuff off because we were parked right by the front door. And then I went into Dischem and I got my toiletries that I needed. And then, because we're both just a little fried, I drove around to the other side, to the back, to go to Food Lovers Marketplace. And I was tired, so I just said, Time, you go in. Whatever you want to pick for dinner, you pick for dinner. Again, I think I mentioned yesterday, Food Lovers is like a Whole Foods. So they've got a nice prepared food section. They also have a bunch of fresh produce, fresh meats, all that good stuff. So he went in there and got us some dinner. I heard him heating his up, so he's already eating his. And came back out, and that's when things got really interesting. As I mentioned, we don't have CarPlay in the rental car. That's another thing we have to do tomorrow is while we're in town, we have to find MTN is one of the mobile service providers here. We have to find a standalone MTN because, again, we'll have to go in, and one of us is going to have to stay with the dogs, and then the other one will go in. So since we don't have any way for directions, and so there's no way to get directions. And the second thing is, I'm usually really good with my sense of direction, but I think it's because we're totally on the opposite side of the world that I keep getting turned around a little bit. So there is a big township here. I think it's Siguele or something like that. I have to, eventually I'm sure I'll know how to say it. But, so I turned out in the mall and I thought I was heading the right way back to 43, and we ended up just in the middle of the township. Which is fine. It was broad daylight, and it's not like, I don't think it's nearly as bad as Kailesha or Longa, which are the townships in Cape Town. I'm sure there's crimes of opportunity happening and all that, but we were fine. We just drove through it and felt like we were going deeper and deeper and deeper, and then all of a sudden there was 43. So we did make it through, but I had gotten a little frazzled because I wasn't sure. I wasn't really worried about being in the township. We were just, this isn't quite the same as some of the other areas. I mean, don't go walking through the townships at night, and don't go swinging around your purse and stuff like that. But I wasn't too worried. But I was a little frazzled. So when we got to 43, it was a left turn, which of course is a right turn. anyway, I don't have an international plan yet. Well, I have an international plan, but it's $15 a day, so I'm kind of being stingy because I've used it too much. So yeah, so I mean, it's my own dang fault that I don't have maps technically, but anyway, I'm just getting tight. We are on a retirement budget. So anyway, so here I am getting ready to turn left, and I should know because I'm on the wrong side of the car and I'm on the wrong side of the road when I'm starting my turn. But there was no one at the light coming towards us or anything. So I turned into oncoming traffic. Was honking their horn. It was horrendously embarrassing. Hopefully, I mean, luckily it was okay. Nothing happened. Once the traffic passed and cleared, I just flipped it around at the light. I did a U-turn and we were all back to normal, but it was not a good scene, not a good situation. And anyway, so hopefully that will teach me to kind of pay a little bit better attention. But Tom, I'm sure, had an absolute shit and heart attack. But yeah, so we were fine. All was well. I asked him when we got back how many heart attacks he had getting back here, and he said about 4 or 5. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say. But we're now back and we're going to eat our wonderful dinner that he got. He got us some kind of bowls and some samosas at the market. And yeah, other than that, that's a wrap for today. We're just going to chill. Again, I'm just... got a little overheated today, but it was totally worth it, and it was a good day. We finally got out. We were starting to get, real cabin fever, especially Tom, because a few times he doesn't, his phone isn't set up for international at all. So when we do need something and go somewhere, I'm the one that's been going because I can Uber, and plus he doesn't have the Uber app. He's never used it before. So it's just easier. It was easier until we got the car for me to just deal with everything. So, so yeah, he really had cabin fever, and I just really wanted him to be able to get out and see how incredibly beautiful this area is. I mean, Fisher Haven is beautiful too, but I think any of you that saw the reel I posted earlier today, the ocean is phenomenal, and I'm a mountain girl, but I also enjoy the ocean. So to be mountains, strip of land, ocean, sometimes the mountains come straight down to the ocean. It's the perfect place to be. It's paradise. It's heaven. We're happy. We do hope, and we are keeping everyone at home in our thoughts, because things are heading in the direction we expected them to, but one day at a time. And yeah, just stay smart, stay vigilant. Don't acquiesce in advance. Just switch to paper. Now, starting tomorrow, Dan will have we'll have phones, so we'll be good. I've just been cheap, and that's on me. I'm trying to conserve our funds. I know we've got a refrigerator to buy, and a dishwasher to buy, and a washing machine to buy. So I'm kind of being a penny pincher when I shouldn't be. But yeah, it's all good, and we found our way everywhere we needed to go, and we are enjoying ourselves. And tomorrow today we were just in Sand Bay. Sand Bay is the town right before Hermanus. Hermanus is absolutely adorable. I'll take you on a walk through the streets tomorrow and do a little reel like I did today. So, yeah, I hope everyone is having a beautiful evening, and I'm gonna wrap it up tonight because that's it. I'm just giving you my summary of the day, and I'm not gonna do the rambly bambly stuff. I'm just gonna start letting you know some of the things that you have to watch out for when you're an expat or an international traveler. And one of those is to make sure that you're on the right side of the road. And yeah, be prepared for, especially in Africa, be prepared. You know, there were a bunch of Suzuki, really cute Suzukis that we don't have in the States. I'm like, well, can we have one of those? She's like, no, this is the last car that's not taken. So just be prepared for those wrenches where you end up in a manual transmission vehicle and you just have to go with the flow. But anyway, everyone have a beautiful night. I am going to finish my wine and have some dinner, and I'm just going to crash hard tonight and enjoy tomorrow. And I'll let Tom know, Dan. Everyone have a good night and good rest of your day, since it's early there. It's 6 o'clock here, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.